Let's all go to the mall.
Party with your favorite monsters during Halloween Horror Nights.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to a special episode of the Stay and Scream podcast. We have had a week. We have had an amazing week, Originals week yet again. So let's just get into it. I'm going to introduce who's with me tonight, and I want to hear your thoughts on Original Week. Do you like it? Would you like them a bit more spread out? Let's talk about it. Tim, what's going on?
Hello. How's it going? How are you, Ash?
Doing good.
How are you,
I'm doing
buddy?
good, man. Thanks for
sure.
asking. Are
Good.
you a fan?
Actually, I am a very big fan of the Originals Week. It's very crazy for us, you know, trying to put out stuff, but I think the excitement of it and the fun of it, of going through all of that is just fantastic. But now we have all the original houses, and I'm excited to talk about them.
Yeah, I think you are correct. It's an exhausting week. It's almost like a second job takes over. Full disclosure, I've been a little MIA the start of the week. You know, I've been away for work. I've been not maybe contributing, delegating, pulling the strings.
You've been
like
playing
Geppetto.
manager.
Yeah, been playing
That's his
manager.
favorite
So
role, honestly.
It is.
yeah. So Liz, Originals Queen, talk to me. Firstly, how are you? Second, do you like Originals Week?
I am great, as I think this will come up later. This has been one of my favorite days of the entire year. This is better than my birthday, I think. But yeah, I love Originals Week. Obviously, I'm the Originals Queen. And just knowing that 4 out of the 5 days of the week, I'm going to wake up and at 10:35, I'm going to get a new original and get the hype from it all day. I think the community gets so excited. Just having that to look forward to every day, so much fun. Even if it is work, so much fun.
Yep. And I ruined the recent trend of least but not last. You know, I've ruined the
really
trend.
did. Way to go.
I did, you know, but I'm gonna save that can be your bit, Tim. Anyway, last but not least,
We're just doing it
Brady.
the normal way. Nice.
We're doing it the normal way, but
Yeah.
Brady, how are you? And are you an Originals Week lover?
I'm doing well. I don't want to harp on this too much because it makes us sound like whiny influencers, but whew, I'm tired. What a week it was.
Yeah.
I feel like every day we were like, what's the strategy today? Yeah, you know, plan of attack. What's the game plan? Who's taking Twitter? Who's taking Instagram? But I'm happy to be at the end of it. I'm happy to just get to the part where we get to sit down and talk about it and just hang out with my friends and talk about how excited we are for some of the stuff coming this year. I'm great. And as for whether I like it or not, I do. I like Originals all in one. I think it's a fun way to deliver the kind of like HHN super fan content to us. Because obviously, you know, the Originals, that's more for us, not the general public. So.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I love the Originals Week, and I had to do part of the content creating influencer stuff today, and I'm tired of one day. So you guys have really held down the fort this week, which I'm super appreciative of. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into Originals Week. So we had more houses announced. However, we only had one original. So we had Jack and Othello, we had Chaos and Control already announced, and then we got into Originals Week. And I think we started it off with a bang. We had a returning fan favorite all the way back from Halloween Horror Nights 21. Back in 2011, and it was a return of HR Blood and Guts. Now, before we go into it, what was really nice about this Originals Week, and we'll each get into it because I think we'll take an original each, is accompanying the announcement, we had an article, and the article was with a different sort of outlet, and HR Blood and Guts was with Bloody Disgusting. So I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim, but couple of highlights or a couple of bullet points I want to pick out, and then I'm going to pass it around. So, set directly 15 years after the events of Holidays of Horror, right? And we've now escaped Cary Penitentiary. We're going back to WKMB Studios to make another TV broadcast, but this time it's not going to be holidays. It's going to be Halloween or straight to Halloween movies. So, and what's also cool is we get the original actor. which is going to be literally 15 years later because it was him originally, which is super cool. We also get the Q-Line videos, and we get the sort of in between the different sort of sections of the house. It's going to be him introducing again, just like he did for Holidays. So I'll save my thoughts to the end. I'll go backwards this time. Brady, HR Blood and Guts. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to say right off the rip, and I know Tim is going to echo a lot of what I have to say. I am thrilled to get to see and meet and interact with Mr. HR Blood and Guts, because I've only seen him in a quick room during Welcome to Scary, which was, of course, like the compilation style mega house. So I'm stoked. I think this is amazing. This is a beloved Horror Nights like lore original character who I've never gotten to see in this capacity. So I'm very excited. I know we mentioned, these articles, they're out there. You can read them. We're not going to do an episode reading every detail. I did want to point out Halloween Tiki Bar. That was mentioned in the article.
Yeah.
I want to go there. Bring me to opening weekend right now.
Love it. Yeah, and I'll save you for the end, Tim. I'm going to bookend the people who haven't seen HR Blood and Guts yet, but I know for a fact I think it's Liz's favourite year of all time, Halloween Horror Nights 21, so another original, Liz, that we're getting back from that year. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you know me, you know that HHN 21 is my favorite, and I think it was the strongest year for originals we've ever had, just like across the board. So having HR Blood and Guts return, I didn't really think that this would be something we would get another house for. So to have him come back, I am stoked. And then to have it be a Halloween house, classic Halloween and Halloween movies and different Halloween tropes and the tiki bar, like Brady said, just some of the little snippets they gave us. I am so excited for a very traditional Halloween house, different themes, a callback for an anniversary year, and a callback to one of my favorite years. Like, oh, this just started the week off right.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, like I said, we started off with a bang, bringing back such a beloved icon. Tim, take us home with HR Blood and Guts.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what Brady said, because we got a glimpse of him in the Welcome to Scary house. So we didn't get to go do that first HR and Blood and Guts house. So I am very, very excited to see this house and go through this. I love the storyline too. I love the fact that he's escaping from prison, and he's like, you know what? I'm going back to the station, and I'm gonna go continue my thing and showing movies. So I think that's pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with HHN lore. And now some of the newer people that didn't get to go in that original house and just saw him in Scary as well as we did, now we get to experience this as well. So I'm very, very, very excited about this house.
Yeah, I want to echo everything that everybody else has said. I think this concept, it's almost like it can't not work. I just love the Halloween style of it. My only concern, and it's not a major concern, is the Slaughter Cinema comparisons. Yes, this came first. I'm well aware of that, but it almost had that sort of overarching theme, which was the holidays. That was so fun, and that was accompanied with the Q-Line video and then the room-to-room videos. Now, my concern, if it's just generic Halloween movies, how does that differentiate itself? I know we're going to get callbacks to prior Halloween Horror Nights years, so will they be incorporated into each maze just to give it that sort of like, I don't know, callback or retro feel maybe? So I hope it does differentiate itself. Anybody else have any of those concerns? I'll open it up. I won't flip it around again, but anybody else have any concerns that it might be a little samey?
For me, no, because I think this is going to be a serious house. Like, it doesn't, I mean, obviously HR Blood and Guts is kind of funny, but it doesn't sound like they're going for camp on this. It sounds like they're going for legitimate Halloween feelings. Like, it's not supposed to be a joke like Slaughter Cinema is. Mm-hmm. So I know the compilation houses can feel like that, but I don't share your same concern.
Okay, fair.
I think that'll be the big kind of breaking point between them, for it to not feel like too Slaughter Cinema, like Ash is saying, is like, how do we do the every room is a different movie thing and not make that feel like Slaughter Cinema? But if they aren't super campy, which we don't we don't fully know that yet. Not till we get there. I mean, Halloween Tiki Bar sounds a little campy, so I don't know. But I agree with your sentiment of like, if it's a little bit of a different tone throughout the house, I don't think it'll feel too much like Slaughter Cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit... I mean, listen, I love this concept, and I think Tim just touched on it. Like 15 years later, first thing he does is like, well, let me go back to the TV station. Like, I have unfinished business there. I think that's such a cool concept, and we just touched on it. Getting the same actor back, what a win that is. That truly makes it 15 years later, which is a massive win. But yeah, Brady, do you want to pull up the little teaser?
Oh yeah.
We had the reason I'm saying let's pull it up real quick for those watching on YouTube is ta-da, it's right there. Now, here's the thing. It's nothing like spectacular, for lack of a better term, but it just hits in the feels. Does anybody understand what I mean by that? It's fright-tacular. Yes.
I love this.
Yeah.
Put it on a t-shirt, I'd buy it.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I would buy this
absolutely.
immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I was gonna say it's nothing like groundbreaking, right? But it just draws you in. It just feels,
It's by far my favorite of the 4 original
yeah.
icon logo things we got this week for sure.
Agreed. Yeah.
Something
sure.
about it just like screams Halloween to me. I know it's got that sort of Beetlejuice spirally purple
I
and
love the
green
like
overlay.
slimy font.
Yeah.
It's good.
And
With
even
the
the
little
like
bats.
the word Halloween looks very like Bill and Ted reminiscent. Like it's
It
got a lot of
does.
like familiar characteristics to all the like fonts and design and colors they went with.
Yeah,
big fan.
A little TV station
Love
in it
it.
too, but yeah, that was good.
love this.
A good little graphic that came with it. Would I like a little commercial? Of course I would, but we're in the day and age now where Halloween Horror Nights 28, they all had little commercials. We're just not there anymore, which is fine. I'm just glad this little teaser graphic is cool. But yeah, before we go on to the next one, let's take a little stroll to Tuesday, where part of us were saying, well, they skipped Tuesday last year. Do you think they'll do it again this year? And we were like, surely they probably skip Wednesday, if anything, right? And sort of bookend it. But no, they skipped Tuesday again. I don't know why. If anybody has any insight to why they're skipping Tuesday. No rhyme or reason, I'm sure. Maybe to finish on a Friday, maybe.
I feel like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing makes way more sense. Though.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it helps.
Yeah.
It helps the Monday blues, but then they
think-
finish
yeah.
on a Friday. So
Yeah, but then you go down on Tuesday because you're all bummed out because there's not
you're
another.
depressed.
Like-
Tuesday feels like a Monday then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we skipped Tuesday, which was fine. It worked out perfectly for us because we went live on Friday and the last house was Friday, so perfect for us. But then we got into Wednesday and we had Madlands. Cage Cannibals.
Yep. So Madlands Cage Cannibals was announced on Wednesday. So the third original house now that we've gotten announced on this day. So this was pretty close to the icon on the map with the little, zoo and cage and stuff going on there. But the big thing here is that all the animals are extinct now, so that's kind of crazy. And basically, this tribe of cannibals has taken over the zoo, and we are just going to be the prey, as they called it. We're going to be the conga line of prey walking through this house, so that's pretty awesome. Just a couple things, especially from the article as well. So basically, this is going to be a post-apocalyptic zoo infested by a tribe of cannibals, where the humans are taking the traits of the animals. So I think that'll be kind of a cool concept to see, like what animals will be, mixed up with these humans and these cannibals. So, and I think the biggest takeaway for me in reading this was, supposedly, according to Laura Sauls, this is going to be one of the bloodiest houses and is going to be one of the most aggressive houses. So I feel like that is a big win for all of us, if we're getting scared. And it's going to be bloody. And she also said she's very proud of the scenic aesthetic in this house as well. So I think maybe this house is going to be a little more surprising than I thought it would be. So I'm really looking forward to this. So, and then the other thing is the smells. I mean, it is a zoo, so how bad are these smells going to be? Pretty bad is probably what it's going to be, and we're all going to walk out of there going, "Oh, that stank." So anyway, so yes, that we got Madlands Cage Cannibal. So what are you guys thinking? We'll throw it over to Brady.
Yeah, I wanted to say first, I love that they threw in calling us a conga line, as if that is like a, what's the right word? Like a meta thing of like, whoa, we go through the conga line at Horror Nights. I love that. You made a great point about the like us, you know, we're living in a world in this post-apocalyptic situation where animals are extinct and it's just us, and we have kind of taken on like animal kind of humanistic personality traits, whatever. It'll be interesting to see if there's a sense of kind of like primitive, like we've almost reverted back in time, like we've de-evolutionized, if you will. So it's interesting that it's not just like a straight up like, yeah, we're cannibals, this is a group of crazy people eating humans. It's like almost spun in a way with the article and how they're pitching it, where like we've kind of reverted back to having to be cannibals in a way. So I don't know. I would say, I mean, we don't have to give this away too much. It's not at the top for me, but I'm very curious by this one.
All right, Ash, what about you?
Yeah, I think you nailed the summary of it, Tim, when you went over it. I'm really excited for this one. Brady touched on some of the points. You know, the humans in there have almost like animal qualities now, so they're not quite human anymore, which is going to be good. Hopefully it's relentless. I loved Roanoke, which was cannibals, and that was quite relentless, but in a different setting. I think this setting could be cool. And you mentioned scenery. Listen, if they can get scares with the scenery, right, as opposed to just a beautiful house.
Here we go.
I'm looking at you, El Artista, for Liz.
Oh, come on.
He went
just
there.
kidding.
He
Just
did
kidding.
it.
Just kidding. But anyway, listen, one thing that these spectacular sets, when we get them, miss is usually the scares. For me, anyway. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. Usually we're missing that aspect of it. So if we can nail both, I'm all in. I'm all in for the bloodiest, the goriest. Give me that too. Just make it relentless. Like, we are the prey walking through it. I want to feel like that. I want to feel like the prey walking through it, where I'm looking over my shoulder the whole time. Like, what's coming here is, you know, I've got to scan literally everywhere because there could be these crazy cannibals coming. I love post-apocalyptic, sort of dystopian stories too. I think they always work when they're at Horror Nights, in my opinion. So I'm really high on this. So, yeah.
And then, least but not last, see, I
There
could put
it
it
is.
there. I could do it there.
It is. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I feel like you guys said most of the points that I thought about. I think Brady said something interesting there that I didn't come to my mind the first time, is that we have to be cannibals because the animals are all gone. So there's not a choice. I think a lot of cannibal houses are based on choice rather than necessity. So that part is intriguing because it's like, well, I mean, what are we going to eat? We got to eat something, right? So, so that part's interesting. But for me, I feel like this kind of dystopian thing is a little overdone. The setting is going to be the more interesting thing for me, is how do they utilize the zoo settings, the different creature inhabitants, or habitats rather. I think that could get to be something different that we haven't seen at Horror Nights, because I think in my mind right now, I just keep thinking Descendants of Destruction a lot with this graphic. And so I'm just wanting something a little different. So hopefully the zoo setting delivers on that.
Great point. I think you nailed it with the, like, I'm tired of post-apocalyptic, but the zoo part is like what's really holding me on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we came to Thursday, which was yesterday, and we got another original announcement. So let's toss it over to Brady.
Yeah. Yesterday we got, yesterday. This episode will be out when it's out. Thursday of Originals Week. Ruining the movie magic there. Thursday of Originals Week, we got Cybergoria, which essentially sounds like Bloody Terminator, like a gory graphic Terminator. again, we're not going to read the articles in full, but a couple of highlights that I kind of got. They interviewed Matthew Flood, who's on the creative team, and a couple of the things that kind of stood out were the storyline, which we've got this situation, a classic situation in a why are we trying to live forever? Why are we trying to mess with technology? We're trying to live forever. We're using freeze chambers. There's a cost-efficient option, right, where you don't get the full chamber. They're like, yeah, you can throw a couple of your parts in there and hopefully things work out for you. So would love to see half robots, would love to see full robots. Maybe we even have some weird kind of like mutated version of humans that didn't get the full technology treatment. I don't know. Matthew Flood talked about specifically a mirror scene in there, which is intriguing, kind of using the tricks and the trades of Horror Nights and how they like to pull different tactics to really sneak up on us with a good scare. There was also an interesting mention of there being like a little small character or something in there that is subtle, but that they're hoping the fans latch onto. So I want to know what's up with that. But Ash, what are you thinking about this one?
Listen, we've been talking about a sci-fi house coming for a while. It's been a long time since we had like a true sci-fi house. This has piqued my interest the most, I think, this week. Reason being, I'm really struggling to sort of picture the maze, because if it's going to be this like super futuristic maze, are we going to get the feeling of that? I'm excited to see all the different types of cyborgs, maybe the full ones, the ones that are half cyborg, half human almost. It reminds me a lot of Souls and Steam, which is one of my sort of favorite franchises they've done. I always thought they should bring a Souls and Steam house back. This seems like a, Souls and Steam sci-fi anyway, but this seems like a futuristic element to that. So very intrigued. Don't know too much about what to expect. It's piqued my interest a lot though.
Liz?
So one thing that we haven't brought up yet is in the article they talked about we're also going to see what's happening outside of this world and what's gone wrong. So that's probably piqued my interest the most, of seeing the environment of what's happened outside that's kind of turned us into, right, humans are gone. They're trying to keep us alive forever. What's going on out there that made this a requirement? I think I'm intrigued by that. Overall, again, like sci-fi house, it's not cyborgs that I think was right there for them to take like a Slaughter Cinema route. And they're like, no, we're going to go serious with this. This is going to be scary. This is going to be dark. And I applaud them for that. I applaud them for taking sci-fi and really trying to be serious with it. Because I think sci-fi, it's easy to make it camp. It's like low-hanging fruit to make it camp, but to go for the scares, which this one's getting some Insidious comparisons. They're liking to do that. And
yeah, I forgot that in the article. There was that, like, we're trying to pull from Insidious, which, slippery slope there in the future of, like, we're trying to make it the scariest. We're trying to make it
bold
the scariest.
Claim. Yeah, but I applaud them for going that direction and leaning into the scares, and hopefully it really does deliver on that.
Tim, how are we feeling?
I'm going to piggyback everything that you guys have all said. I think I don't know what to picture yet for this house. I think Ash nailed it. This one is very, very intriguing to me. And I just keep picturing, even though this is going to be a sci-fi house, I'm picturing it more of like a horror version of the Terminator in that house, to an extent. And I think that's very intriguing to me, and I'm here for it, and I just hope that they can really knock this one out of the park. I do want to say though, with all of the originals this year, you guys have all mentioned no campiness, no comedy house this year. To me, at least, it doesn't seem that way, which is totally fine. So if we're really trying to go for the scares this year, which it almost seems like that's what we're trying to do, I'm all about this. But they have compared other houses to Insidious before as well, and I don't think we should ever do that again.
Probably safe not to.
Yes, don't do that, please. Obviously, the fans are going to be the judge of that after the first weekend and so on, but I get why they're trying to compare that, because everybody was so in love with Insidious and how scary it was and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. I think out of all the houses, this one I am the most intrigued about.
Yeah. Before we move on to what is probably the main card of tonight's episode, just knowing our crew here, I wanted to say that something I love so much about the originals announcements versus the IPs, we are just going off of some descriptions, maybe some details that they give us, and that's it. And we're trying to picture it. And it's burned in the past, we all, Liz thought Museum was going to be awesome.
Sure did.
And it sounded awesome on paper.
Sure did.
But one thing that immediately came to mind about why I love these original releases with us not knowing quite as much, Ash said something about seeing this futuristic setting for Cybergoria. My mind, it's a completely different house. I'm picturing this grungy kind of industrial. I'm not seeing it futuristic. So it's just such a cool part of originals to me that everyone's going to kind of interpret it differently. We have a graphic that gives us a tone, which I'll say in the past sometimes don't match up. And then we get some details. So it's just cool. We don't know as much as the IPs. However, Liz,
Yeah,
I think it's time for
that's
the...
that's the beauty of IPs.
Sorry, Ash, I didn't mean to cut you off
The
there.
main event.
It's
the
time
main
for Liz Day. It's time
Liz
for the Liz
Day.
Day celebration.
Happy Liz Day.
Happy Liz Day, everyone. June 26th is now officially Liz Day. And after many years of asking for it, begging for it, I finally have an alien house coming to Halloween Horror Nights. It's called Invasion Alien Abduction, but not My Invasion. Sadly, not a sequel. But listen, I'm excited to have my aliens back in some variety. So we are going to have an actual scary alien house this year. So the article that we got today was an interview with Charles Gray, and he let us know that, yes, this is going to be a scary house. It's not campy. It's not my silly 1960s aliens. These are terrifying, scary aliens of all varieties. He mentioned tentacles. He mentioned claws. There's going to be the little gray men, but there's also going to be giant aliens and all sorts of different races. I don't know if that's the right word, but varieties of aliens. And they have taken over a homestead in the American Southwest. So he mentioned cacti, he mentioned turquoise, which I love that aesthetic. I love the American Southwest, appealing to me on all levels here. But they're taking people, they're taking animals. They're just here to destroy and abduct, and they don't care who you are, what you are. They're taking you with you. So it's going to be intense. It's going to be claustrophobic. He mentioned a vibrating floor, which is an interesting technique that they haven't used in a long time, if ever. I don't know. Sometimes all these years it starts to run together for me, but I think this is, obviously everyone knows. I could do my hype list right now. Everyone already knows where this is going for me. It's been a huge day with a lot of messages and outpouring of love and excitement for me, because everyone knows how badly I've wanted an alien house. So we know how I'm feeling. But Tim, what do you think of this one?
I'm super excited about this one. I love the fact that this is going to be a scary house, and it's not going to be campy. Again, we were just talking about how a lot of these originals didn't go any campy route. We had no comedy house, and it's going to be serious scaring. So I'm all about that. I love the fact that it's going to be different types of aliens, and it's not going to be the same group of aliens all through the house. Not that that would be a bad thing, but I like that there's going to be a variety and some scariness into it. The tentacles thing, I can't wait to see what that is going to be about. I'm very intrigued by the floor thing that they're going to do. Hopefully this isn't like something that lasts opening weekend and disappears like some other things that have happened in the past. But obviously I know, sometimes that happens, it just can't work, or somebody falls or whatever. You never know what could happen. So, but yeah, this is, I don't want to give away like my hands for my hype list.
Don't. Mine's obvious.
This isn't obvious for me. I feel like you guys all know what my obvious number one will be when we get there. But I think this will be definitely high on my list. I would, if once I sit down and do the hype list. Yeah, I'm excited. And I hope we're walking through a crashed UFO of some kind.
Well, the
somewhere.
article mentions a giant UFO, and they're using lighting
Big
techniques to
lights.
make it seem. So I can't wait to see how they make that work.
Agreed. But yes, super, super excited about this house.
How about you, Brady?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I do kind of wish it was an Invasion sequel. I will say that. I also think that like calling it Invasion is like, wait a second, what the heck?
That was tricky.
What are we doing here? But yeah, I'll pretty much take aliens in any form that we can get them at Horror Nights. I think this will be a blast. You guys mentioned, I think it's cool that it's not just like, here's the aliens that are in this house. It's like, oh, there's these aliens and there's these aliens. That's cool. Variety's fun. I don't have too much to say that you guys haven't said. I think that this interesting decision to have 2 sci-fi houses of the originals is very cool. It's a big swing, and I hope it's a home run and not a miss. Like, we speculate, like we said earlier, like the originals, we don't actually know what they're going to be like compared to like the IPs, where we have a good idea of those properties. So we're just using our imagination, but I'm really holding out for these 2 sci-fi houses to be cool.
Yeah. So, Ash, I want you to give your thoughts, of course, but how do you feel about, we had the rumor of aliens versus cowboys, invasion of Lightning Gulch. How are you feeling about it being a completely original concept and not a throwback?
I wish it was that mashup for a couple of reasons. It's an anniversary year. It's like a pseudo anniversary year, right? If we're going to say the anniversaries are the zeros, it's a pseudo anniversary year. You do almost want some callbacks to events prior. I think Invasion and Ghost Town have been long enough ago that it would be very welcomed back at the event. So I think when it was never on the cards, probably. It was just a rumor, right? So it was never on the cards, but I think it's almost like just listen to the fans sometimes and you'll get a hit. I wish it was that. Brady touched on it as well. Don't call it Invasion and then a tagline if it's not going to be Invasion. That's just super confusing. It doesn't make sense. This was my least favorite they've announced this week.
Excuse me?
Love the. I know. Sorry, Liz.
Dang.
Not that I don't like the announcement. We'll touch on the announcement week as a whole holistically once we've got through this. But just a couple of things. The analogy of you wait so long for a bus, then 2 come along at once. 2 sci-fi houses in 2 days. We haven't had one since AVP, and then we had Interstellar Terror, which was cool. We had like a spaceship for Interstellar Terror, so bringing that back inside a house is going to be so cool, and making it big, that forced perspective with the mirrors maybe to make it bigger than what it is. I think out of the 2 sci-fi houses, Cybergoria is probably the one I'd lean to a little bit more, just because it is a little bit more intriguing than this one. I do like aliens though, and I like the concept. I'm looking forward to it. It's just my least favorite of the 4 that were announced this week. That's all.
It makes me wonder if when they start seeing the speculation maps and they see us all thinking like Invasion of Lightning Gulch, I just wonder if they ever go like, oh, that would have been a cool idea.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
Like, oh, dang. Why did we think of that? Yeah.
So before we wrap up holistic, any more thoughts on Invasion but not Invasion? No, Liz, do you want to go over last little?
I could do a whole podcast.
Liz,
in fact,
you have the floor.
So for those people who were in our live the other day, we now know 626, not a Stitch Day. It is Liz Day.
It's Liz Day.
It is Liz Day.
National holiday.
So it is a national holiday. That's right. Cool. So we've gone through all the originals, some strong ones. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Just as a whole this week, Tim, How are you? Let's throw Jack and Oddfellow into the mix as well. How are you feeling about the 5 originals holistically?
I'm feeling really good about the 5 originals this year. I feel like it's a solid lineup. And 2 sci-fi houses, that is crazy, and I love it. I think that is going to be a telltale of maybe some future sci-fi houses, I guess, to see how they do this year is my guess. You know, considering how long ago was the last, like, when was Alien versus Predator?
Well, I'd say
24?
Depths of Fear was
Depths
the last.
of Fear kind of towed that line.
I think it
guess
toes
it
that
did.
line, but I don't think if anybody was like, oh, Depths of Fear, they're going sci-fi right off the bat. You know what I mean? But so would you say
AVP
Alien
was
versus Predator?
2014, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're talking
2014.
12 years ago. So obviously somebody, when they were sitting down talking about the originals this year, they were all like, let's get some sci-fi out this year. So I'm pretty stoked about it. So I feel very confident though that these 5 originals, at least on paper, look super strong.
Also, I just want to say, like, the elephant in the room, you know, we've been doing spec map videos forever. This is not a video to get into the whole event. This is a video and a podcast episode to talk about Originals Week. If the rumors are true, Hellraiser very much toes the sci-fi horror line. We would have
100%.
3 of the 10 houses this year.
Stranger
doing-
Things does too.
And
Stranger
Stranger
Things
Things
sci-fi.
does too. So
We would have a very interesting lineup compared to the last, like, decade, let's just say, with going the sci-fi route.
Yeah, and we never know because, you know, we're looking at you, Museum, where we're very high in a house and it just kind of falls flat. And then we're the opposite way. You know, we're all a little bit indifferent. Then Grave of Flesh is just magnificent, and we all agree on that.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
gonna go Darkest Deal, but that's fine.
Yeah. So I'll come back to Brady at the end. Liz, how are you feeling for these 5 originals as a whole?
I think I'm in a different place than Tim on this one. I think half of them, or a little over half of them, I'm really excited for. Oddfellow, Invasion-ish.
ish.
And and HR Blood and Guts, like those 3 I am on board for. I'm sold just from the articles and what we've heard about them. I'm all in. The other 2, I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like that's going to have to be like a day of see it for myself. I think it's very hard for me to visualize what they're suggesting. I'm intrigued by the zoo. I'm intrigued by a scary sci-fi house. So I'm on board, but I'm like tiptoeing for those 2 rather than the other 3 where I'm like diving in.
Okay. All right. Brady.
I feel fantastic about all these originals. I'm not trying to just, like, wear my rose-colored glasses because Horror Nights is so soon and I'm ready for it, but, like, I think this is a strong set of originals, just based on announcements, based on loose, you know, details we have. I'm excited. And I could also go on my rant for hours about the beauty of the originals versus IPs in terms of knowing so little and there being so much left to interpretation. I cannot wait mid-season to be like, Cannibals, lower half hype list, awesome house. I truly hope that happens. You know, right now, Cannibals is probably sitting at my lowest of the originals, but as I've said, we know essentially nothing about these houses. So, yeah, I'm hyped.
Cool. Well, that concludes another rendition.
Ash, how are you feeling?
Oh, how am I feeling?
Come
yeah.
on, man.
I think if we're including Jack and Oddfellow, I'm very in 4 of the 5. But even the 5th one that I mentioned that we got Friday, I'm still super excited for it. Liz, sorry again, my bad.
I feel like you're just doing this on purpose because you just have to
No.
disagree with me on everything.
You know what
No.
it is, Liz? He's just still mad about the victory in the World Cup.
Don't go, Tim. Don't
Don't even
no,
start.
We're not going to
Tim,
even
you
talk
want
about
to
that.
Tim, you want to set me off?
No. Let's talk about
No,
LIT
I
stuff.
don't want to say. I don't
You know
need you
the,
to crash out.
You know the little things where you twist the toy at the back and it just kind of goes? That's what you're doing to me. That's what you're doing to me, Tim. We will not talk about Poltergeist versus Scarecrow right
we
now
won't.
because I don't want this episode to go for 2 hours. So, yeah, I'm excited as a whole. I think all 5 are pretty strong. I think last year I was very vocal in the terms of like Horror Nights kind of getting back Not quite there yet, but getting back to where I feel we need to be for the last like 31 to 33 years. So very, very excited. So what is coming? We have 3 IPs to go. We have 5 scare zones, or we do like the 4 scare zones, 2 street experiences, however you want to dress it up. Plus we have a couple of shows. More than likely we're going to get Lagoon Show and a Fear Factor stage show back again. So we're going to be back for more things. We're going to have construction updates. We're going to have food coming. If you've been to our lives, they always derail onto food for a good 45 minutes. So
Almost always a food segment.
almost always.
We're
Yes.
always hungry.
We're always, yes, it seems so. We're always hungry during our lives. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to dwell on too much. We're at about 45 minutes and make it short and sweet. Before I pick on somebody, any other news around Halloween Horror Nights anybody wants to touch on?
Besides the fact that there are lighting trusses and house portal trusses and...
I shall be there tomorrow, Brady.
You what?
I'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, look
So go and
at
take a
that.
look.
Look at that.
I'll make Yvonne a little hug, you know?
Oh, man.
Tell it I missed it. We'll see. Cool. So we're going to get out of here. We'll probably be back pretty soon. Fingers crossed we get Express this year too. I know that's been a rumor, so fingers crossed.
Don't even.
I'm speaking it
Liz
into
Day.
existence.
It's Liz Day.
No, that was Friday, remember? You know? Yeah.
Don't depress me now.
Okay. Anyway, I've said we're going to get out of here like 3 times now. So let's actually do it. Does anybody want to take ownership of this?
I like you picking.
You want me to pick?
It's like a
Brady?
privilege of being the host, you know?
Okay, well, Brady, because you're unmuted, why don't you go ahead and everybody was unmuted too. I saw Liz go mute real quick. And we can't do it on Liz Day.
You can't do it on Liz Day. But today's not Liz Day. That was on Friday.
That was on Friday.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, this is
But
definitely
Liz-
not being recorded on the
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah. So Brady, take us home. Come on.
I would absolutely love to. So if you hop on to a lovely little place, a positive light side of the internet, Instagram.com, stay, the letter N, scream, pod. Okay, I'm not making Tim's mistake from our last episode. You can find us there, and then you'll click the link in the bio, and there's this other beautiful corner of the internet that has all of the links to any other possible place you could ever want to find us, such as Twitter, our Discord server, Spotify, or YouTube, depending which one you're not watching us on right now. I think that's all we got. An email, if you're someone that wants to, talk to us about something professional, good luck with that. I think that's everything.
I just want to say too, while we're talking about
job.
Discord, the Discord has been popping off.
Yeah.
I need to go
getting
on there.
busy.
Admittedly, I haven't been on there all of Original Week.
Oh
Same,
man,
Brady,
yeah.
same,
There's
same.
conversations like it's getting active. So
Yeah,
if you
it's
haven't
really
yet,
cool.
Get in there.
come join.
Yep.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys interacting with us. Me and Brady need to do a better job, it seems.
Agreed.
Being in there. Okay, we're going to get out of here, but Originals Week, once again, huge success. We hope you guys enjoyed Originals Week. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. From us, we'll see you soon. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
So yeah.